Welcome into Three-Man Front. Pat, Molly, Landrum with you until 2 o'clock. Week 1 will continue tonight. Man, what a night of college football. We had our first major top 25 upset last night. What that's going to do potentially down the road in the college football playoff expansion. We will get into that. A very long night for me and Landrum as UAB had to go pretty late into the night, but a win's a win. Got to walk out of there with a 52-42 win against Alabama State, a very talented team. A lot of people were texting me last night and go, well, what's going on? And I'm like, well, I mean, they're a good football team. They got a really good quarterback.
I tried to tell everybody. Corey, when he called in, UAB fan yesterday on the show, said Andrew Body. If you haven't gone back and looked at his tape, seen his stats from 2022, he presents problems. That's a good thing. UAB was not perfect. There's a lot of things that they want to fix on the defensive side of the ball, but some of those throws, and I thought that Dilfer said it best in our postgame when he said that he shows the intuitiveness that is just kind of off the charts and finding guys, and some of those balls he threw, Pat, they were precise.
Mm-hmm.
Precise, exactly. How many times did you have a Alabama State receiver falling out of bounds and able to keep their feet, but he threw it exactly where he needed to throw it and then finding that open space? You account for over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, but the fumble late in the third quarter.
It cost him.
It cost him, and UAB was able to respond.
Blazers put up 520 total yards, led by Javon Jackson, who rushed for 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jackson, Solomon Beebe, who we interviewed when we were down there a couple weeks ago.
He's got some burst, doesn't he, Pat?
Jacobs, oh, he sure does. They combined for 259 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns just with those 3 guys.
I love Javon Jackson, and you got to meet him too when we went to UAB. But this is a kid that is from Decatur and played at Austin Peay, also played at UTEP last year. Mm-hmm. But he is that guy that if you were doing a fantasy, he just fits me as kind of that fantasy football back where he's really good at catching it out of the backfield. He's 5'8", 210 pounds. By the time the defense sees him, it's probably too late, and he's a grinder. I love that kid and Solomon Beebe, what he did. I give credit to the UAB offensive line. They played pretty well.
Jackson is the highest-rated EA college sports Blazer, and he was pretty happy about that when we interviewed him a couple weeks ago. Jalen Ketna, he was 18 of 23, 247 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The defense had lapses at times. You and I both we're fans of Steve Russ, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I think just
so much respect for him.
Yeah, give him some time, and now you got tape. Now you know with the bullets flying what you got with your defense. They did give up 514 yards, and moving forward, you're going to have to limit that. You cannot give up 514 yards.
No.
Especially when you're going into the American.
Right, and especially when we're going to Navy next week, and you take on Blake Horvath and that Drew Cronick offense. It's kind of that hybrid thing where you get the triple option, but you also get some spread components out of that. Byron Brown, we're going to talk about him, but that South Florida quarterback. You're going to see other quarterbacks that are really, really athletic and can spin it. So a good test to be able to get a week 1 win. But I'll tell you the biggest difference, and I was telling Molly before the show, and I think I said it last night on the broadcast, is being on that sideline for the Dilfer era and all 12 games last year, all 12 games the year before. The difference, it's really hard to explain, but the demeanor, the culture, the attitudes of the kids on that sideline, the guys on that sideline, totally different. Everybody engaged, everybody pulling for one another, and that's kind of the sentiment we heard from Dilfer in the offseason, is saying that he really likes the building and the chemistry. Well, it was there last night, and that, if nothing else, will help you be in position to win football games.
Yeah, the rain stayed away, which was good. It was a very long game.
It was long.
A very long game.
I went to bed at 2 a.m. What time for you? I
signed off a little bit before midnight. I was asleep probably before you were.
Yeah.
So I got more sleep than you did.
And I was looking forward to this one place that doesn't advertise with us. It's a fast food place that usually stays open, but I forgot it was a Thursday night, not a Friday night. They didn't have the Friday night, late night hours, so I drove by and I was like, well, crap. So I made a sandwich.
26,294. That was the attendance last night at Protective. It looked really good on a monitor. Good crowd. Alabama State always brings a really, really good crowd.
Yep. And the Honeybees, I did not get to see their halftime show, but there was a lot of talk that once again the band performances were great. But you're right.
I love their band.
Yep. Yeah. They do it right. Coach Robinson, I know we're on in Montgomery. Alabama State fans, first class, and Coach Robinson's a heck of a coach. And look, pulling for the Hornets, all due respect to Alabama A&M, but go and win the SWAC. I think they can do it.
Yeah. Based on what we saw last night, I think they will absolutely be in that conversation. Molly's Cornhuskers last night, I'm still mad because you did not cover.
I know, I'm so
cost
sorry.
Me unbelievable.
But hey, a win is a win in my book.
Cost you in both?
You're up by 10 points.
Yeah.
You're up by 10 points.
That's you got Dana.
You
got Dana.
See, Pat, again, it's Nebraska. You have to be cautiously optimistic, and you can't get your hopes up too high. You're bound to be let down. But 1-0 is a lot better than 0-1. And I was telling Pat, I would rather have an uglier win than a pretty loss or an ugly loss, I guess, in this case.
I asked Molly, and she said, no, it remains to be seen. Anything that jumped out to you about Nebraska that would give you caution moving forward?
They can't stop the run.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, they gave up 202 yards rushing.
I mean, Scoresby.
To Cincinnati.
What about the lack of being able to run the ball? Was that?
Well,
I'm going through recap and I'm going through box score.
Emmett Johnson,
he had 108 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fine.
Other than him, though, I mean, he's kind of the bright spot of that offense, so far at least.
Yeah, but it was problematic when Cincinnati, right after Nebraska went up 20-10, and then Cincinnati, it was like a hot knife to butter. Like there was no problem at all with them going down and making it a 3-point game at all.
That last drive, I was getting a little worried, but thank you to Malcolm Hartzog for his pick in the end zone. I felt like that was much needed, obviously, in a situation like that. And like I said, I'm sorry, Pat, we didn't cover, but at this point, a win is a win. And I was telling Damien this morning, it's week 1. I'm not going to hit the panic button. Week 1, you go in and figure out, you make adjustments. You look better for the rest of your non-conference slate and hopefully getting into Big Ten play.
You played a quality opponent on a neutral field, and you got to win. So
against a Power 4 opponent.
Absolutely.
For the first time in 22 years.
You take it.
I'm elated that we won a game, and Taylor Swift got to watch us Nebraska win. Just saying.
Well, they're dead to me. This is what happens when you put faith in a team, and they've burned me.
That's how I felt about Dan Mullen last week.
So I will be anti-Nebraska the entire season.
That was the most anxiety I had all night because I was thinking about today and how just down Molly would be, not only today but next week. So I would peek at the score.
Me? What about me being down?
Well, I was thinking about Molly first and foremost. Fine. Now, you're fired up. She'd have been depressed.
No, I mean, it will be my life mission now for the rest of the season. I will crap on Nebraska every opportunity I get because they cost me last night.
Well, it was Dana getting back at us.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, go
so
ahead.
I'm just going to go ahead and give you a warning. So it cost me money. If it cost me money, then that's really going to irritate me, and it did.
Can I ask, how much did you put on
You
Nebraska?
don't need to know.
Well, if you tell me, I will Venmo you for the difference because I truly feel
Will you?
Well, it depends on how much
Careful,
it is,
Molly.
Pat.
Careful.
She won't.
You might be doing a high school game for free tonight.
So she won't spend more than $20 to watch the Travis Kelce, Swift wedding on pay-per-view, but now she's offering to pay the difference of what I lost last night.
You guys are going to have a fun trip to Gadsden.
Well, I want you to like
We're
Nebraska again, Pat.
I might not even throw to her on the sideline tonight, just because I'm irritated.
It's fine,
I'll join the cheer team.
Molly, you don't get paid by the word. You just go out
I
there,
don't.
look your best.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Smile.
Yeah, smile.
No,
Show that all-American smile.
Who do y'all have next?
Like HC Houston Christian, I believe.
Okay.
Houston Christian?
Yeah.
Not okay. I was thinking Dallas Baptist. Houston.
Oh no,
Christian.
Akron and then Houston Christian.
Oh, you played Akron.
I didn't even know Houston Christian had a team.
You know what? I didn't really either until the schedule came out. But here we are.
Yeah, there's all kinds of teams putting
hey, we
rosters
beat
together.
Cincinnati.
Like Molly said, they got a win. Unfortunately, Jacksonville State did not get a win last night against Central Florida, 17-10 the final. The game had over a 2-hour weather delay. Matter of fact, it went into a weather delay in our pregame show on the UAB broadcast, and at halftime, when I came back to do an update, it was still in a weather delay. But unfortunately for Jacksonville State, the Knights scored touchdown in the last 2 minutes, and they got an interception late. So The upset bid was thwarted
I was pulling for Jack State so hard.
by Scott Frost, the
Did you-
national
He
championship
actually
winning
won
coach.
a one-score game.
Did you see the highlight, though, of the fan running on the field and just getting absolutely destroyed by that security guard?
Yeah, bounce house don't play.
That was awesome.
That guy, form, tackle, everybody else doing the back and
That person
forth,
got
back
rocked.
and forth, like doing the defensive slides. He's going back and forth, and this guy out of nowhere, if you didn't see it, just was that a girl that ran on the field? We couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either.
Yeah, these days you just we think it was a girl.
Just flip a coin.
Yeah, it was rainy. Picture was distorted.
Disappointed in Sanford last night. They lose at home in Homewood to West Georgia, 34-3. It was a rough night for the Bulldogs. Next week, Sanford will open Southern Conference play at the Citadel. Excuse me, they're home against the Citadel, not going to the Citadel, but Citadel will be in Homewood. But yeah, that was not a pretty game last night.
Hate it for Hatch. Hate it for the Bulldogs.
But the story of the night, it was the very first game to kick off on American soil on week 1. And it was South Florida upsetting Boise State 34-7. It's the Bulls' first win versus a ranked opponent since 2016. It's only the 12th ranked win in the history of South Florida football. This was Boise's worst loss since the 2023 opening season game to a guy named Kalen DeBoer and Washington. Matter of fact, the last time the Broncos lost by such a margin to an unranked team was back in 2019 at the Las Vegas Bowl. So it was just not a good night at all with Boise State. And, we kind of talked about it leading up to the game. Playing in Tampa, playing early in the season. We've seen this before, that South Florida, especially the first game of the year or two, you saw what they did against Alabama, back-to-back years. They made it very uncomfortable for Alabama. So, but last night they get the win. So, and now here's the big thing about that win and what that does. So if you look down the road and you're talking about the tiebreakers in the college football playoff in this expanded era, as we all know, the highest ranked group of 5 champion automatically goes to the college football playoff. So let's just say that Boise wins the Mountain West. South Florida wins the American, and then they both have similar records. The head-to-head is going to keep South Florida ahead of Boise, a team that made the college football playoff last year. But here's the caveat to all that. So what if South Florida loses to Miami and Florida, and then they lose a game in the American? Let's say they lose to UAB in American Conference play. So all of a sudden, that's 3 losses in the American. But what if Boise runs the table, including a win against Notre Dame? Then all of a sudden, you're sitting there going, well, Boise is probably going to be ranked higher than the team that beat them head-to-head. And that kind of goes back to, remember the other day, FSU Dave was trying to trick us in that question about, if Florida State were to beat Bama, where would you have Bama and Florida State in the AP poll next week?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I would not have Florida State ahead of Alabama, although they did beat them head-to-head. There's another example right there. Nobody's going to put South Florida ahead of Boise if Boise's only got 1 loss, and it was to South Florida in the first week of the season, and you go and you beat Notre Dame.
And this is if we're comparing resumes, like you just said, South Florida would have at that point how many losses?
There'd be 3.
They would have 3 losses versus the
one.
The one.
Mm-hmm. But it was head-to-head.
But it was head-to-head, and it was so lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but we'll see. Strength of record, right?
I'm just glad I'm not on the committee. 2
of those losses you're telling me are going to be to Florida and Miami if you're South Florida.
But I can tell you this, you're not going to have a national outcry because it's not a Power 4 program. So, I mean, the group of 5, they'll be like, oh, whatever. Just put whoever in.
Just give us one. Y'all decide who you want to put in, and then we'll be waiting for you.
And I'm not saying that any of that's potentially going to happen because I think Boise, without a running game, they've got other problems. And, them beating Notre Dame later in the season, that's, heck, that they might not win the Mountain West based on the problems you saw last night. But I will give major kudos to South Florida. Very interesting what they did immediately after the game. They sent an email out. And this was what it read. This was to their alumni and to their donors. The University of South Florida Bulls pulled off a monumental upset against number 25 Boise State in our first ever meeting. This win wasn't just another game, it was a statement. South Florida is here to compete, to fight, and to exceed expectations. Now's your chance to carry that momentum off the field and into the future of South Florida athletics. Choose a gift amount tied to this historic victory. For $25 for a historic win against the 25th ranked team in America, or you can give us $34.07, which was the final score of the game. Every dollar not only strengthens the Bulls Club annual fundraising, but it fuels the opportunities for our student athletes to succeed on and off the field. So the moment they beat Boise State, they are trying to hit, and this is the part that I really give them major kudos about. It's the amount. It's only $25. It's $34.07. Heck, you can go to McDonald's now and you can buy a combo meal and it's going to cost you $12. So you tap into the emotional fan base immediately after a big win like that. Instead of you going and buying a t-shirt or you going to do something like that, just, hey, Venmo me $25. And you get enough people in that fandom to do that, I think you're going to raise a lot of money. So major kudos for South Florida. I think that's a very smart idea.
And you know the amount of probably drunk fans at the stadium that get that email and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll send money to my school. Why
I mean, look
not?
what you did last night after the box of wine when Nebraska won. How much money you gave them?
I sent them thousands.
I know.
Thousands,
that's my
Pat.
point.
How else are we going to pay for Raiola?
Perfect. Exactly. Well, so yeah, South Florida gets the big win last night.
Well, and I told you guys that South Florida's kind of known as that program out of the American where their NIL is a little bit healthier, and they've got more guys they're paying. But you're also bringing back a quarterback, Byron Brown. That's kind of a household name. We saw him in Birmingham just a couple of years ago. He's got experience, and you got a lot of experience. And then you go with schematically what Alex Golish and they like to do. Dangerous football team, but no other way to slice it. You reel off 34 unanswered against that team. I don't care. In an opener, South Florida, that was impressive.
Yep. So, big night last night, and we will continue with a nice slate of games this evening. You've got Western Michigan at Michigan State. You've got, just looking down the list, obviously the big one that we'll talk about in more detail is Auburn at Baylor. You've got Georgia Tech, Colorado, UNLV, Sam Houston. If you like a lot of points, that's probably going to be the number there. So we will get into all that. We'll have Wimp Sanderson joining us at the bottom of the hour. Top of next hour, we will talk to Mike Rodak from Bama 247. Later on, Kyle Parmalee as we enter week 2. Big game last night in Vestavia. Vestavia just took Auburn to the woodshed, 42-14. That was a huge win for the Rebels. And as they get ready for region play. And then, of course, tonight in Hoover, Spain Park will be taking on Hoover. Hoover will be visiting Spain Park. That's a huge game in the city of Hoover. So we got a lot to get into today. Again, Wimp Sanderson at the bottom of the hour. Love to hear from you. 1-800-239-WJOX. It's a Football Friday on Jox. 10:22 on this Football Friday. Coach Wimp Sanderson will join us at the bottom of the hour. So there's been 22 FBS games already kicked off and played. Out of those 22 games, Landrum, how many games do you believe that the Vegas underdog has won so far? 22 games. How many underdogs have punched the ticket?
I'll say 14.
14 of 22. As of this moment, of those 22 games, 20 of those 22 have been won by the favorite. The only underdogs to win so far in the early part of the season is Iowa State, because they were +3, and Kansas State. Iowa State was +3 over Kansas State, and South Florida last night, they were +4.5.
It's my fault. I didn't listen to the question carefully enough. I was thinking cover.
Cover 14 of the 22.
Yeah.
So the underdog has only covered 2 of the first 22 games in college football. What does that mean? It will probably change. It'll probably change a good bit starting this weekend.
You mean underdog has won, not covered, right?
Underdog has won.
Yeah.
The favorites have won 20 of the 22 games.
Okay.
Only underdogs to win, Iowa State, because +3 over Kansas State, and South Florida +4.5.
Wow. Okay.
So if you're looking for chaos.
Yeah. If you're looking for chaos, is that a good thing that maybe that Auburn, I saw that line this morning, was updated back to 2?
It's 2 now. Mm-hmm.
So maybe that bodes well for Auburn tonight in Waco. If you're a favorite, maybe that's a trend that continues.
And I'm sitting here, and I like to do this because we give you a snapshot of what other folks around the country, people that cover the opposing programs. And so our friends down at Auburn Undercover, each and every week, they kind of give a rundown of how they think Auburn's going to do. We heard Rob Pate yesterday. He predicted Auburn to win 31-21. Auburn Undercover, Philip Marshall's got Auburn winning by 7. Patrick Bingham from Auburn Undercover has Baylor winning by 4. Jason Caldwell has Auburn winning by 11. Nathan King has Auburn winning by 4. Ronnie Sanders, the publisher of Auburn Undercover, he has the Tigers winning by 7. EA Sports College Football 26 simulation. Auburn 44, Baylor 41.
No.
Overtime.
No.
According to EA Sports.
That'd be a fun one.
Peter Ryderkoos from AL.com covers the Auburn Tigers. He predicts Baylor to win 24-21.
Oh, Peter.
Jerry Humphrey III from AL.com covers Auburn. He has the Tigers winning 24-21. So just the opposite of what Peter Ryderkoos says. So
I know we got better to forget it, so I don't want to give it away, but there is definitely an angle that I'm taking in this game and how I think that the game will go. So 12:30, better to forget it.
And, of course, coming up in about 5 minutes, we'll get another blue plate from Wimp Sanderson coming up at the bottom of the hour. So what about Alabama and Florida State, those that covered the teams? We heard Rodney Orr yesterday on this program. He told us that he likes Bama 30-13. 2 Tuscaloosa News writers, Colin Gay, he's got the Tide winning 31-17. Chase Goodbread, 24-13, Alabama. Warchant.com, the home of Ira Schafel and the rest of those guys, do a great job covering Florida State. There's 7 writers in total, all picked Alabama to win the game, and the average win total for Alabama was 7 points. That was the difference if you added up all of their scores. Knowles 247. They've got all three writers have Alabama winning. At 11 o'clock, we'll hear from Mike Rodak from Bama 247, get his prediction. But his 2 teammates at Bama 247, Alex Scarborough has the Tide winning 34-17, and Brett Greenberg has the Tide winning 31-10. So both Scarborough and Greenberg have Alabama covering. So we'll ask Mike Rodak at 11 o'clock who he likes in the game. So
what was the over-under on Alabama?
On our bet it or forget it, or what it is currently?
Better forget it. You got it 50.5.
Let me see if it's changed any on the live line. It is now 50. It has gone down a half point.
Okay.
Expecting a rain-filled day in Tallahassee. So what does that mean? Most everyone that I was watching their podcasts and their videos from Tallahassee, they believe that Alabama's interior in the trenches, they will wear down Florida State. That's their angle.
34-10. You think that's too much? Have you changed your angle? Because we talked about it last night on our pregame show.
No, I don't. I think that this is going to be, I'll just go ahead and say it. I think Alabama wins. I think Florida State covers.
Okay.
I think it's a situation where this is a very uncomfortable game for Alabama fans. And then there will be second half. Bama will get above 10-point lead. And then they'll kind of milk it out after that. And Tide will get out of there with an under 13.5-point win.
Yeah, that would tell me, and because of the weather conditions, that it potentially goes under that number of 50.
Yeah.
Sloppy game, 24-10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But almost everyone from the Florida State angle, and again, I watched about 11 of these things last night late in between timeouts and stuff going on with our broadcast. And all these guys basically, they were broken record that Florida State fans will be happy after the game. Not that they lost and not that it's a moral victory, but based on the way the team performed last year and the way they looked, they believe that this will look like a team that will, moving forward, will excite the fan base to see that this will be an extremely different team and competitive team for 2025.
Well, Mike Norvell certainly needs it, right?
Yeah.
After going 2-10.
Well, the Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal, but don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Trane cooling system. They've been recognized as America's most trusted brand for 11 consecutive years, and they're the official cooling partner here at Jox. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com.
Coach Wimp Sanderson, brought to you by Craneworks, joins us next. It's Friday, which means on this program, we get the wisdom from one of the greatest coaches in SEC basketball history. Coach Wimp Sanderson is going to give us another blue plate, man. He was victorious last week in week 0. We kind of forced his hand, and he won. So we'll see what the old coach has to say next. Brought to you by Craneworks. Coach, how's it feel to be 1-0 on your blue plates?
I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
You are a genius.
You are.
New York. Frank Sinatra went to New York. I think I need to go with him after this pick today. I ain't gonna give it to you. Right
or Atlantic City, right? Atlantic City.
I mean, I when I did that Western Kentucky, they all looked at me like I was nuts.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I took out a second mortgage and I laid it, man. I appreciate you.
I did too.
Yeah, if that guy gets over that goal line on the last play, you wouldn't be liking it. Woo. Yeah. He almost got over goal. That's what they call gambling, though. That's what gambling's all about. I used to win. I used to have a great game, and I thought our team really played well. I was so happy. And all of a sudden, I get all these nasty letters. My team didn't beat the line.
That was Pat sending you those letters.
I just they didn't beat. I was bragging about, not bragging, but I was kind of talking about how good our team was, all that bull crap. All of a sudden, I get these nasty letters, but just get part of them. I don't know.
Coach, isn't gambling like golf? It's like you're on the golf course and you hit a good shot or two, and you think, you know what, I got this figured out. It's like gambling. You win a game or two, and you're going, "Oh yeah, I'm good at this."
Then you top one on the very next tee box.
Oh yeah,
Can you imagine those guys playing the front of the crowd and they never top one?
Oh, I know.
They never hit one. They never hit one right, as far as the shanks are concerned. I mean, somewhere down, and you're up. I know you're a pro, but don't somebody ever just miss one every now and then? Like I don't understand.
Right. Yeah.
And if you do, I mean, they get on Fleetwood, whatever his name is, to come in second. He's got so much money he can't ever spend it all. So anyway. Well,
speaking of that, and that's you just brought up something I've never really thought of. Yeah, I've never really seen that from a professional golfer. How about a basketball player, like an All-American shooting an air ball and a free throw?
Yeah.
Now I know there were some guys like Shaq that could not shoot a free throw to save his life.
I had some that couldn't shoot one either, but. Sometimes those big guys, you spend a lot of time having them shoot free throws, and sometimes it doesn't work. I saw Rose one time shank a ball not long ago, a little bit. It was bad weather. He shanked one, but outside of that, you just don't see it. I studied, trying to figure out, I want to be successful in this thing. And this is not my blue plate, but I'm sitting here looking at, am I crazy on the South Dakota Iowa State game 4?
What?
I'm thinking, no, I know y'all want some hot game.
No. I am thoroughly impressed because you're
South Dakota, Iowa State. They got back from Ireland, I guess. I guess they got all back sober.
Of all the games, Coach, you were about to ask us about, that is the last one that I would have had on my bingo card.
I'm impressed. I mean, that fires me up.
You don't like it?
I love it.
Oh, you do?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't like memorized the entire college football schedule. I had no idea that they were playing this week.
Yeah, no, Iowa State, absolutely.
14 and a half, and Booger Bears are so happy with themselves because they beat
Kansas State.
Mm-hmm. Come on. I ain't going to blue plate it because, you blue plate one of them and get beat, they jump you. So I don't know. And the weather is a factor at Alabama. It's a factor, Alabama game, pardon me. What it's going to do. There's nothing worse than trying to play in bad weather golf, and there ain't nothing worse than trying to throw it in bad weather passing the football. So both those goes hand in hand. Ohio State and Texas got. Say a kid was Alabama. That kid can play, boy. I mean, he's a real cotton picking player. I think. I know it's new for him, and Manning just happened to be born in the Manning family. And
Coach, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Maybe he is. And I think it bothers him. if I was his mother and daddy sitting up there, I'd be going crazy, worried. And I wouldn't even. I'd be afraid to look. I do that when my grandsons played years ago. I was worried about whether they was going to hit a baseball. Was that stupid or not? So that's pretty stupid. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm a little bit surprised that Auburn's a +2. Maybe a little bit. I
-2. They're -2.
Oh, they're -2.
Yeah, they're
okay.
-2.
Okay, the rumor is that the quarterback at Auburn is going to be the surprise of the league, which is, and I hope that's true. I hope Auburn wins the game. But a little bit of a surprise of the whole league. I don't know about that. He played at Oklahoma and they had hurt team. So I tried to study that booger bear, and I don't know. It's hard to figure out. And the one I picked, y'all ain't gonna like. Y'all ain't gonna like it. Y'all gonna look at each.
Way to sell it, Coach.
Yeah.
I can't see you because I used to see you sometimes. Y'all look at each other. Say, what the crap's he saying? So now I can't see you, so y'all can look at each other.
You can feel the eye rolls from here in the studio.
Sonny don't even know who's playing. I thought Sonny Day. He don't even know who Auburn plays.
Poor Sonny.
So
he gets
he
thrown
goes
under the bus.
He goes out Friday night with all those old guys. I call them the Gummers. They don't have no teeth. They're the Gummers. And so that's what I call them. So anyway, well, it's time. And if I lose, y'all and I didn't. Y'all stats y'all gave today scared me too. I've already decided on it, but I'm kind of getting.
Go with your first instinct.
Go with your gut,
Yeah, I'm
Coach.
kind of getting them all worked up to listen to the show because as soon as I give it, they'll be running. I'll be turning the cotton picking show off one. After a lot of thought, after working at it and studying it, I believe that defending the pass in the early parts of the season is very difficult. I think it's very hard for you to defend the pass. I don't think your pass defense is good. I don't think you've taught it the way you do it as you should. And I think the other team that I'm going to pick is very, very good defensively. So I have picked Tennessee.
Tennessee
13.5.
13.5 over Syracuse.
Yeah. Now,
in Atlanta.
That's in Atlanta. And I know both teams are orange. Outside of the manager, there won't be anybody there from Syracuse. There might be two managers for the team. That'll be on one set for Syracuse. The whole thing. It'll be like a home field advantage. I think so. The line is it takes away the two touchdowns. From what I can find out and study and gather, the quarterback at Tennessee is better than anybody thinks. He's a no-name quarterback a little bit. I think the pass defense is questionable at Syracuse, maybe. I know that the one thing that bothers me some is that Syracuse has scored a lot last year. They scored some, and the Booger Bears score a bunch. I won't lose, but I went with Tennessee. I probably am stupid. Ain't no doubt that probably that Clemson's going to win at home with 4 points, probably, and that's probably a good pick for me. For some reason, it was too good. I'm scared of too good picks. That's too good. So I scratched on it and went with Tennessee. So I know you guys need to get me off the show, but
no, we don't.
No,
you're good.
And I don't know. I don't know y'all's thought. I don't think y'all really love it, but I don't know.
I could see it, Coach. I really could, and I agree with you 100%. I mean, McCord was the quarterback last year for Syracuse, and he's trying to find a team in the NFL right now. He set all sorts of records, and I think Syracuse has got a really great head coach, but unfortunately, you're coming to the South, and like you said, there's going to be a lot of Tennessee folks. That pumpkin orange is going to be prevalent there at that stadium, and I like it. I like your pick. I really do. 13.5. It was now 14.5 might be a different story, but you got the hook. 13.5.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I thought the hook at 13.5 was, it's going to be a bunch of touchdowns scored, I think. But although Tennessee is maybe not quite as good defensively as they were last year, Tennessee is pretty good, and I think Josh does a really good job of really knowing what to do during the game. And sometimes you would be surprised their running game is better than their passing game. Sometimes. So anyway, for all of our listeners, you can boo and cry. And if you don't like it, if you don't like what I think, go to Syracuse.
That's right.
That way you make money.
Yeah,
Some money.
fade
Syracuse,
coach.
as good as they were on offense last year, basically all of their production from that side of the ball is not returning.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. But we'll see what happens. And I thank Craneworks for bringing me on the show. If get on craneworks.com, they'll build it and take care of it. They'll knock it down, whatever you want. Craneworks will do it. They'll bring an operator in to help you with rental works. Rental works, I dealt with that a long time. I went out, got out all the equipment, and had my picture made, act like I knew what I was talking about, and I didn't. But they had an operator out there, and everything was good. Waste Works, they get rid of all that junk for you. If you got it, they'll come a truck in there, and they'll get rid of all of it. So Rental Works is good. Waste Works is good. And so Crane Works is even better. So get on there and do something. Tell them you heard it on our locker room, and if I get hit this, and I'll be doing some more bragging.
There you go.
Anyway, 13.5. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Coach, before you leave, I do want to ask you one quick question.
Sure.
Rick Barnes got a lifetime contract at Tennessee this week. Just want to get your thoughts because I know you and Rick are very close.
Well, I won't tell the full story, but Joe Harrington, a friend of Rick's, and Rick had some deals where things hadn't worked out, and he didn't really have a job much. And Joe Harrington called me and said Rick was available, and I said, "Well, bring him in here." I said, "I got an opening," and I brought him in. And he came in, stayed a year, and moved on to Ohio State. And he and I have been friends a long time. I think when you're secure, when you feel good, your athletic director, who's very good up there, feels very comfortable about his basketball coach, that if you say that and he's doing a good job recruiting, the prospects will feel like he's going to be there. And I think that's important. And that Rick's easy to work with. And Tennessee's been going good. And I'm not here to brag on Tennessee, but they've been doing well in baseball and football and basketball, the three sports that are big. And I think Rick called me the other day about my wife, and appreciate that. So he's a good person, I think, a good basketball coach, and I'm glad to see him. He's going to wind it up there. Rick was always one that kind of was always looking for another job. When he was over at Washington, and he went to Clemson, and he went to Texas, he's kind of looking for another job, and I think he's found one for good now. Appreciate you.
He smiles as much as you did on the sideline.
y'all, boy, smile. Boy. Everybody looks at me, boy, Wimp don't ever smile. I think he's a gruffy old man, don't you? The guy put next to him say, "Oh, yeah, he's really gruffy."
Hey, I bet you'll smile like a Cheshire cat if you go 2-0 on the blue plate,
oh,
won't you?
If I go
mouthful of briars.
I'll be 2-0 because some of it, they thought I was stupid on Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's playing my home play. 27 points, I think it is, against North Alabama. I ain't about to bet that. They're a new stadium up there, but I'm scared of that stuff. But I'm telling you, boys, you need to look at that. You need to look at that Iowa State game.
I think I might play it, Coach. I might play.
I don't know if it's any good or not. But if I miss on Tennessee, I'm gonna tell these people they're stupid. They should have taken Iowa State.
So you like Iowa State minus the points?
Iowa State, ain't they happy? Playing in South Dakota, somebody? They can't even spell South Dakota. So, I don't know. I think, you might be thinking Iowa State's not going to be ready to play.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because they won, they flew back from a jet, and whatever. But I think what happens to them is they're excited for going over there where they went and winning, even though they couldn't line the field. The liners on the field need some work.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
they
Coach.
They didn't know it was 1st and 15 or 1st and 5.
No, I know.
All right.
All right. Hey, have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Coach.
See ya. All right, there you have it. Blue plate number 2. He went 1-0 last week. More 3-man front on this Football Friday on Jox.
10:52. It's a football Friday. We got Auburn, Baylor tonight under the lights, McLean Stadium, 45,000 plus, and you can hear the game here on Jox, and the game will be televised by Fox. If you're interested, we had a lot of our listeners that were traveling out to Waco yesterday that were texting into the show. The text line is open, 205-834-9450. But this gives me time to tell you about Prize Picks. In case you don't know about Prize Picks, it's simple to play, and it's the best way for you to win cash this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Prize Picks, you just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. You download the app today. First and foremost, download the app. Use code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 bet or lineup. You don't have to win. All you have to do is place that $5 lineup. Code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup, and you'll get that bonus. Tonight, we are going college football. We're going college football for the weekend. One of the projections, and Pat, I do want you to weigh in on this, is for one Jackson Arnold, the quarterback at Auburn. The passing touchdown projection, 1.5 passing touchdowns, more or less for Jackson Arnold.
More.
You say more. All right. We will go more there. How about this? Robbie Ashford, Wake Forest quarterback.
Oh, my gosh.
They're playing Kennesaw. I believe that's what that stands for.
Yeah.
More or less 2.5 passing touchdowns. This is so tricky. It's really tricky. You're going more, aren't you?
No, I'm going to go less.
You're going to go less?
Even against Kennesaw State.
Okay. All right. We'll ride with that. We'll go more than 1.5 for Jackson Arnold, less than 2.5 passing touchdowns for Robbie Ashford. Both of those projections hit. We're a winner. You can be a winner too. Download Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Coming up in just a couple minutes, we will talk to Mike Rodak from Bama 247, get his preview of Florida State and Alabama. I know many of you are on hold, and we will get to your calls after Mike Rodak. We appreciate you calling us at 1-800-239-WJOX. The Courtesy GMC text line is also open, 205-834-9450. And I also want to point you to the three-man front Twitter poll question of the day. We asked you a very simple question. What happens tonight in Waco? You got 3 options. Auburn in a close one. Baylor pulls the upset. Auburn blows out the Bears. Right now, 42.4% of you say that Auburn will win a close one. And Vegas is listening because the point spread has already gone down again. Auburn is a 1.5-point favorite.
So is the total. Total's gone down.
Very interesting. So within 24 hours, the point spread of the Auburn game has gone down 1 full point.
How's the barometric pressure looking?
I'll have to double check that. See if a low pressure system is developing near the Brownsville, Mexico border.
Let's get it up for Bonagina. Are you ready? Count off. 1, 2, 3. That's all I got.
We'll talk to Mike Rodak later on in the program. Kyle Parmalee will preview week 2 in high school football.